moving on to Mayweather versus McGregor.
I always just go to predictions. What you got?
I have Mayweather in 12 rounds.
12 rounds. So, because I have the same because Mayweather doesn't have the knockout punch power. I have technical loss. I have McGregor getting frustrated and doing something illegal.
I can rock with that scenario. I think that I got to look at it as far as mindset goes. If Mayweather have the mindset that, you know what, I'm gonna show this dude a lesson for coming in here trying to think that he could beat me as a boxer, and this is what I've been doing all my life.
Yeah.
If he comes in with that mindset that, you know what, I got to teach this dude a lesson, I think that Mayweather could knock him out in somewhere between 6 and 9 rounds.
And I don't think Mayweather goes into anything with any kind of mindset other than
I got to make this money.
I got to make this money.
Exactly.
And I got to preserve this legacy.
Exactly. So, and that's why I said to me, it's going to be 12 rounds
of frustrating boxing.
It's gonna be gonna be the usual Mayweather shit.
Yeah, I agree. He's not gonna give Colin nothing to work with, and Colin's gonna be constantly searching and trying to find something to work with, and he's just gonna be frustrated to the point where he's gonna fucking grapple Mayweather, fucking slamming his ass on the ground, tripping him, something. You know what I'm saying? Outside of what boxing is supposed to be. But yo, go ahead, tell me, like, you know more about this. Like, tell me what I didn't bother read into it. Like, what's the setup? Where's it gonna be? I'm saying, what's going on?
It's gonna be at a T-Mobile Center, I believe, in Las Vegas. I believe the T-Mobile Center is in Las Vegas. According to what I've read so far, Mayweather is set to make somewhere around $300 million for the fight.
Wow.
And remember, when we look at that, we got to say, all right, Mayweather is the promoter. He's also the fighter. He's also the A side.
Damn.
Because 90% of people that's tuning into this shit, they want to see Mayweather lose. Conor McGregor is set to make like $90 million, which is probably the most that he's going to ever make in any fight outside of the UFC or inside the UFC. I think Dana White is making somewhere around $100 million off this fight. I don't know his numbers, but like I said, as far as what I looked into, it's locked in that Mayweather is definitely gonna come out the winner in this shit, win, lose or draw, right? So they have people that's talking about this fight, and they say, let's see what the chances are of McGregor winning and Mayweather winning and all kind of shit.
Yeah, gonna be disappointed like Pacquiao again.
I feel like that. I feel like that. So one angle where this fight comes from is something that I didn't think of, but somebody sent it to me. My homeboy sent it to me, and I'm gonna read it to you. I guess it was from some article, whatever it was. It says, "This is another example of white privilege. A man that has never boxed a day in his life gets a fight with one of the greatest of all time just because he said, I could beat him. It's the same as Tim Tebow getting a baseball contract, even though he hadn't played in high school, even though he hadn't played since high school, and he looked like shit during the tryouts. Must be nice."
Wow.
And I never really thought about it like that.
Nah, and I wouldn't have.
Like, Mayweather is, whether you like him or not, love him or hate him, he's considered one of the greatest of all time in this sport.
Yeah.
This dude is coming from MMA, a completely different sport.
Yeah.
And basically he was just like, I think I could beat that dude.
Yeah.
And the public was just like, I think maybe Conor McGregor had a chance because Mayweather is such a piece of shit. We just want to see somebody beat He's such a bitch. That, I hate Mayweather. I hate him, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he could beat him. So, coupled with the public, coupled with McGregor just being who he is, he got to fight the number one pound for pound boxer
and make money off of this shit.
And
he could walk away, win, lose or draw.
My thing with that is, like, let's just flip it on the side, and I'm not. Let's say Nate Diaz, for example, because McGregor fought Nate Diaz. He lost the first fight.
Yeah, Triple G didn't get a fucking chance at this motherfucker.
He lost the first fight and won the second fight. Completely different sport. Let's not forget that. If Nate Diaz, off of the win against McGregor, said to himself, "Hey, I could beat Mayweather," you think he would have got the fight? You think he would have made the fight for him?
Absolutely not. And if Triple G said the same thing, he wouldn't. And Triple G is a fucking phenomenal boxer.
Yes,
but weight class, but
yeah, he's bigger. Yeah. So I doubt they would actually try to make that fight.
Yeah, but even still, like, you know what I'm saying, that point, I mean, if they really wanted to negotiate it, probably more money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they really wanted to put it out there.
I agree.
People want to see you get knocked out, Mayweather. So he had the upper hand and saying, all right.
Definitely.
For $500 million.
Yeah.
We could do this. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, yo, that's a very good point, and I'm sad how you think about it myself, but that's really good.
And look, I mean, like I said, I'm not usually that try to bring the race into everything.
We're not. That's not what we're trying to do. But
when you think about it,
it's really white privilege.
This dude has never boxed. He's never been a professional boxer.
That's like saying, like, all right, let's say in the rap league, that's like saying fucking Murder Mook saying, yo, fuck, you know what I'm saying, fuck Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's like, yo, all right.
But even that comparison, they still in the same league. That's
not even the same. It's a sport. It's a contact sport.
That's like The Weeknd saying "fuck Jay-Z." I'ma battle this nigga in a fucking battle.
I don't even know that.
It's two different.
No, rap and rap is different. It is.
Yes. So or that's like that's like The Weeknd saying "fuck Murder Mook." I'll battle that nigga and beat him. And because we love The Weeknd as a singer, we say, hey, you know. Yeah, he sings it. Or writing lyrics. He writes lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So why not let him go against Murder Mook?
Or Katy Perry saying fuck Beyonce.
Why not let her go against Beyonce? It is.
It is. It's that white privilege. It's like, yo, a white man, you know what I'm saying, because of who he is and because the white people back that because they want to see Mayweather lose so
They want to see Mayweather lose.
They don't want to see a nigga win it going out on top.
That's what this comes down to, bro. Mm-hmm. We want it, not we, but it's people out there that want to see Mayweather lose.
Yo.
And that's why this fight was made, because they feel like, all right, Canelo been boxing all his life. He couldn't beat Mayweather.
Don't even give the point that much fucking point.
Pacquiao been boxing all his life. Mm-hmm. He couldn't beat Mayweather.
Yeah.
Whoever else y'all put in front of him, Marcos Maidana, Andre Berto, Zab Judah, Oscar De La, all these cats been boxing all their lives, and they couldn't be with this man.
People hate cockiness, and I ain't even trying to make it a black-white thing. I think people hate cockiness. You know what I'm saying? My girl, she hates cockiness. Females hate cockiness. They hate to see people who win and could talk their shit after they win. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see that. How you not supposed to talk that much shit after you win? Like, bitch, I won. Yeah, I'm gonna talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? I drew my kids here. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever my kids compete and whatever, I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Good job, boy. Good job, honey. Like, oh, he shouldn't support them. He's bragging. Like, whatever. Let him brag. He won. Like, people don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see that. They want, you know what I'm saying, like a loser to feel better about themselves because they just lost. No. Nah, man. Like, yo, like, y'all don't want to see. I mean, keep it real. White people don't want it. I'm not speaking for all white people. Nah, I know that.
Or you're not speaking for all black people.
We're not speaking for all black. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. There's people out there that just clearly
want to see this man lose at all costs.
At all costs, they just want to see the man lose. Not for no reason. They don't recognize his skill set. They don't recognize what he's capable of doing. They don't acknowledge what he's capable of doing. They just want to see him take a loss because it's not fair that
he keeps on winning.
He keeps on winning.
And if that's what it is, that's fine. That's fine. I accept that for what it is, man. But I feel like Conor McGregor doesn't deserve this fight.
Yeah, that's real shit. Now, I mean, especially after that, I never thought about it like that before. Now,
yeah,
I didn't. Before you just showed me that, you know what I'm saying, what your boy sent you. Shout out to him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. What's his name again?
Boy Chief. Shout out to Boy Chief.
Shout out to Boy Chief. It's not Joe Button. But shout out to boy Chief. You know what I mean? Sending that. And yo, that's real shit. Like he does not deserve this fight.
He don't deserve this fight.
Chief, whoever wrote that article, Chief, you right. Whoever wrote the article is right, and W right.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor does not deserve this fight.
And just because of that, I hope that Mayweather gets that killer instinct and decides to just end this shit early. Fuck his ass up. Because if y'all want to go and do your research,
if he sees it, I mean, like, yo, box, do your thing. But if you see that opening, bro,
do your research,
do your damage,
and look at footage of Conor McGregor sparring, and you tell me if he's gonna beat a world class boxer, a dude that's been on top of the sport for 10, 15 years.
Okay, so let's go to the our boxing analysis, and let's say what would you, as Mayweather, because you have to do some kind of preparation for this fight, what would you look at? Would you look at McGregor's stand-up game doing MMA, or do you look at his boxing set?
I think you look at both. I think you probably want to pay attention to the stand-up game at MMA and just look at the different angles that he could possibly come at you with. That's a little bit different from boxing, but
because he's gonna go off instincts. I feel maybe a round or two he's gonna go off what he's coached to do, but I think he's gonna go off what he
I can see that
wants to do.
I can see that, but then you got to remember now they fighting. I guess from what I'm hearing, they fighting at like 154, which is a little bit heavier than Mayweather is used to fight at, and they're using 10-ounce gloves instead of 8-ounce gloves. Now you got to remember in UFC, I believe they use 4-ounce gloves, which basically just your hand and a little bit of padding on top of it. So this knockout power with both hands that they're talking about is not going to be there in boxing. And you have to learn to fight with fucking 10-ounce gloves on your hand. And for those who think that this is easy, go ahead and go to a store, Dick's Sporting or fucking if you have a Sports Authority or whatever.
Go ahead and throw a 4-piece combo right now and see if you ain't fucking out of breath.
Not even with that. Just go ahead and try on a pair of 8-ounce gloves. Try on a pair of 12-ounce gloves and just put your hands up to your face and just think about that shit and think about yourself being in a tactical fight, being effective with this kind of gloves, and you used to basically using your bare hands.
Yeah, true.
It's a totally different situation, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Totally different situation.
Yeah,
but I mean, like I said, I hope Mayweather.
Even when the punches connect, you feel for it. And everything like that.
I mean, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
Nah,
but I hope that Mayweather says, you know what, man, I'm gonna do with you what UFC fighters have done to boxers that have tried to cross over the line. You the first one. You the champion. I want to fucking destroy you. I hope that Mayweather comes out with that.
The only thing I could say
mindset
about that might be in the favor of Colin, man, is the same dynamic. The same dynamic we was looking for from Pacquiao, where you know what, when Pacquiao is just straight aggressive Pacquiao and he's just throwing shit from left field, he's dangerous. And if Colin is just in that element, like, you know what, fuck it, man, I'm gonna take a couple to give a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he could be dangerous.
And then it's a whole different training aspect too, because in a championship UFC fight, you training for, I think it's either.
He's talking about Mayweather, who trains all year round.
All year round.
Damn.
In UFC, you training for 5-minute rounds.
Okay, so
in boxing, you're training for 12 3-minute rounds.
All right, so usually, like, I mean, I'm guessing in Vegas, man, the odds are in Mayweather's favor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if you had 500 to bet, would you bet it on Conor?
Hell no.
Just for the fact that, yo, listen, I could probably make $1 million off of 500.
Hell no.
You wouldn't even do it then.
Nah.
I would definitely. If you got 500 to waste, my mans, go ahead and put it on him, because you could stand to make $1 million. I mean, think about it.
It gotta be, to me, logic. It gotta be enough hate in my heart for me to do that.
It's not hate, man. It's just I look at it the same way as Golden State versus Cleveland. Yeah, and
in my mind,
you could.
I wanted Cleveland to win,
and if you bet,
but if I was $500
on Cleveland after Game 4, if you you could have won $92,000.
True.
Now, what I'm saying is, now I know me and you, I knew that fucking Cleveland was gonna lead a good 5. However, if I had $500 to spend, it's still worth the chance. I feel.
Yeah.
500 to make 92,000.
Hey,
listen. That's an investment. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you got 500 to spend, it might not be bad. Even though we know who's gonna win, but you know what I'm saying. Yo, all right. So, man, last podcast we talked about the Mayweather and McGregor fight, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying. We some of the things. What did we say? We say a good interesting point that you brought up is like the white privilege. You know what I'm saying? That
basically, McGregor got this fight because he was just like, yo, I feel like I could beat this dude, and I guess he's on top of his sport, completely different sport, and it's kind of like a white privilege type thing, because no other fighter in UFC could have done that,
right? And no other boxer can. You know what I'm saying? Just in boxing, say, yo, I want to fight Mayweather.
And have the fight happen.
And just have the fight happen.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I mean, so how much is McGregor's getting like 100 mil, something like that?
It's like 90.
90, and Mayweather getting like 300?
Like 300.
Damn, boy. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. So, what does that say about either sport to you? Like, does this prove that boxing is the more dominant sport, or
I think it does.
It does.
I think it proves that boxing historically is the more dominant sport because obviously the boxer is calling for more money. One of those reasons being is that boxer that we're talking about is Mayweather, arguably the most obnoxious boxer in history, or the most hated, or whatever you want to call him. And also the biggest moneymaker in history. Yeah. He's promoting the fight. Yeah. He's fighting in the fight. Yeah. He gonna get percentage of the pay-per-view. People hate him and they want to see him lose.
Right. So I mean, essentially, this is a fantasy fight in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, there's no reason for these two logically to be in the ring with each other because they play in completely different sports. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a fantasy fight to see them get into the ring with each other. So now, being that it's somewhat of a fantasy fight, are we getting this fight because, like you say, the white privilege thing, or are we getting this fight because people? Let's say this: UFC currently, like, I feel like UFC is falling off. Like, I feel like
probably
UFC is declining, and probably would, you know what I'm saying, what they sold the company, 2015 for like $4 billion, and which is 7 times more than they made in 2015.
Okay.
And which was a year that McGregor was supposed to fight in, and he talked himself out of the fight by talking a bunch of shit about UFC and all that,
Yeah.
They drew him off the card, and that's when they went ahead and spent like $2.2 million to get Brock Lesnar in the ring to fight an underwhelming fight, which he did win, but you know what I'm saying, Brock Lesnar is still signed to Vince McMahon, you know what I'm saying, WWE.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, looking at it, and with, you know what I'm saying, UFC had a superstar like John Jones, which was pretty much a superstar. He was helping
undefeated, right? Still undefeated.
Still undefeated, technically.
He beat a nigga on cocaine.
I mean, I guess if you're on cocaine, though.
Yeah, that line went in that ring and started whooping the ass.
That nigga broke his toe and everything. Didn't even know it to the end. It was like, yo, my man, you see your toe? He's like, oh, my toe's going that way. So how you don't know your toe broken? That's that crack. That's that crack. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that he was a superstar for them.
Yeah.
Now, it was him, and now there's McGregor. That sport doesn't really, it's a superstar-driven sport. It needs a star.
UFC?
It needs a star.
I kind of disagree with that.
I agree. I mean, it was a point in time where every fucking week it seemed like I was seeing like a commercial for UFC 257, UFC 300. It seemed like there was a UFC event happening all the time. As of late, Haven't seen that.
As of late, I agree.
I haven't seen that. So where is UFC right now? Name me another fighter right now. And I'm pretty sure if you're a fan of UFC, I'm not saying you probably could name one, but I can't.
I'm not really a fan of UFC, but just scrolling through the channels, I know Chael Sonnen is about to fight soon.
Right.
Other than him, I can't really, I mean, it's definitely some cats, and they probably not even fighting no more. Chael Sonnen, Rampage.
Yeah, they ain't fighting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't really think of any big names besides McGregor right now in the UFC, and Ronda Rousey got her ass whooped.
And she went into hiding. Yeah, she went hiding.
Yeah.
So other than those fighters, who is drawing in the big ticket?
Nobody.
Who is getting people out of their house, or who is getting people to go ahead and purchase these fights on pay-per-view?
Nobody.
So it's definitely a star-driven league.
Okay.
If they don't have a star, they're not gonna have the views. If there's a big fight to come, then you might watch it on the card and have appreciation. You might see the fight of the night before you see the main match.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But now there is, you know what I mean? It seems like everybody's on the undercard.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? Okay.
Oh, no, go ahead. Finish
No, I'm saying, so with that, are we seeing this fight because of the demeanor or the character that McGregor has become and the character that Floyd Mayweather is? Are we seeing this fight because people just want to see people that they don't like have tension?
Yeah.
So
The fans made this fight, and also McGregor kind of talking his shit.
But he talking to the right one.
Pretty much. So the
he
fans
didn't go ahead and pick on Sugar Shea. He didn't go ahead and pick on any other boxer.
Arguably the greatest boxer ever.
He didn't say I could beat a boxer. He said I could beat
arguably the greatest boxer ever.
No, okay. That's a point that you would say, and that's a point that I would say.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing devil's advocate, am I saying that he called out Mayweather because Mayweather is great, or Mayweather is people have a disdain for Mayweather, and because of who Mayweather is?
He called out Mayweather because Mayweather just happened to be similar size as him, just happened to be undefeated, just happened to have a big as mouth as he has.
Right.
And I did it because I could.
Okay. All right. So, which is like, again, I think that's some bullshit. That, you know what I'm saying. Basically, it's just a rivalry match, and it's like a fantasy match that is being thrown out there. Now, all right. I looked into it. They haven't really announced the undercards. No. Only person I kind of seen that is that Mayweather has a female boxer that he's promoting that he's gonna have fight. Now, the undercard, should the undercard be boxing or should it be UFC?
Boxing
or both?
Boxing the
whole way
because it's a boxing match. It's not like it's gonna be a UFC thing set up on the side or something like that.
At the end of the day,
boxing.
Is this not UFC versus boxing? Is this not?
Technically, it is UFC versus boxing, and there has been UFC versus boxing in the past, but it's been on the other side. James Toney went to UFC, got his ass whooped. A couple of different people. I think it's James Toney and somebody else I can't think of at the top of my head right now. So it's basically UFC versus boxing. But what happens is, right now, as far as boxing goes, it was a great fight this past weekend, Kovalev versus Ward. Yeah. That was a really big fight. Yeah. But what happens is, with boxing, they don't do a good job of promoting their boxers. And it's too many. It's a lot of stuff that boxing could do to make boxing as a sport greater than it is. Yeah. And they need to follow some of the UFC blueprint. They need to get rid of some of the weight classes. They need to get rid of the amount of different sanctioning belts that they could have. Yeah. And I guess that they should just kind of create a boxing league. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. But create like a boxing league like UFC is a league. Because it is mixed martial arts. So you could do judo, you could do jiu-jitsu or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Different kind of stuff. Yeah. So boxing needs to create a league, get rid of all them belts, get rid of the weight classes, make it simpler, and the best people need to fight the best people. So that's why boxing is on a decline, or boxing has been on a decline, especially since Mayweather fought Pacquiao, because it was a fight that they waited way too long to happen. and it underwhelmed as far as the action fight. So, you know, a lot of people look at it and say they should have fought in their prime, X, Y, and Z. But boxing needs to do a lot. And I think that this fight right here, if Mayweather comes out and kicks McGregor's ass, like I feel like he should. He should.
You feel like he should do it, or you feel like he's gonna do it?
I feel like he's gonna win the fight. But he need to whoop his ass though. You know what I'm saying? He need his mama on the sideline. Whoop that nigga. Whoop his ass. Like that's what needs to happen. It don't need to be, oh, Mayweather win. It needs to be a dominating win. Yeah. To let people know, like, yo, you can't just come over here in boxing and expect that you're gonna come over here and throw hands with the best in the world and not get your ass whooped. And vice versa. Me as a boxer can't expect to go over to UFC as we already seen in the past. And expect that I'm gonna go over there and have success. It's disrespectful both ways. Yeah. So it's definitely more disrespectful on Conor's end for him to come out and call McGregor, and it's disrespectful Mayweather. Yeah. And it's disrespectful to all the other boxers that's been training all their lives
for Mayweather to accept this fight.
Exactly.
So I mean, with that said, that's part of the reason why listen, I'm not really a hater. I'm not a hater. I try my best not to be a hater. I don't really hate on people. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes Mayweather do piss me the fuck off. I ain't gonna fucking lie.
He do. He piss me off too.
I love him in the ring, but outside of the ring, I don't fuck with that dude at all.
Yeah, I rock with that.
To the aspect of, I wouldn't mind seeing fucking McGregor roundhouse kick his ass in the face, get disqualified, win goes to Mayweather.
You wouldn't mind seeing that?
Mayweather getting sued. I mean, McGregor getting sued. Whatever.
Nah,
cool,
son.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. But yo, I do agree with you. Somebody need to get their ass whooped in this fight. I can't sit there and watch this fight and see, you know what I'm saying, just McGregor just completely over fucking whelmed by Mayweather, and to the point where he's just kind of staying away and this shit is getting dragged the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it needs to be a knockout.
It need to be a knockout.
Mayweather need to knock this dude the fuck out. Shut his mouth.
Okay. All right, I'll agree with you on that. Now, like I said, this is a fantasy fight at the end of the fucking day. It's a fantasy fight. So, being that it's a fantasy fight, do the undercard, like I said, boxing, or should we see some more fantasy fucking action happening?
Like who else? Who else could you think of? I know Roy Jones said that he wanted to fight Anderson Silva for a while. One, I don't want to see Roy Jones fight anymore. Stop it. Yeah. And Anderson Silva, you know, he a little. I mean, I guess it could be an equal match or whatever. Maybe they could do a UFC versus boxing type of card where you have a Roy Jones versus Anderson Silva, or you have one of the heavyweights, like say, even though Brock Lesnar ain't really, you know, a Brock Lesnar versus somebody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can make it a spectacle like that where from top to bottom it's boxing versus UFC.
Or have Future versus Designer or something. Yeah. Something. Chris Brown versus fucking Soulja Boy. Yeah. Like, yo. Yeah. So where's the fight happening? It's happening in Vegas?
It's happening in Vegas, but it's happening in the T-Mobile Center instead of MGM Grand. And I think the reason why it's doing at the T-Mobile Center is because they said the T-Mobile Center could fit, I think it's like 4,000 more seats than the MGM Grand. So more seats, more money.
More money.
And then even with that now, it's the fight is on the same night as supposed to be the championship for the Big Three League. So, you know, the Big Three League is Ice Cube's league. Yeah. And
They had a around it.
Their shit starts on Monday, which is the 26th. Their league starts on Monday, and then like I said, the championship's supposed to be on August 26th, and it's supposed to be in that arena on that same night.
So who's getting booted out?
We know it's the Big Three that's gonna get booted out.
Oh man! So either way, Ice Cube won because he's gonna get some bread off of that. You can't
of course,
just breach this contract with me, bro. Yeah. So he won. Just he didn't have to do the Big Three. He just won.
Yeah, definitely.
So oh man, that's wild. Well, it's 2 days before my birthday, so we're actually gonna plan on having a little watch party / birthday party. So you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Come through.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna